back with another video. I took a little break because I had a mural project and then I had a wedding to go to for one of my good friends that just got married. And then I had vacation after that. So I kind of just been going and I had projects to finish and I don't know, didn't really have time for the extra stuff, which is making the videos and such. But alas, here we are. And today we're working on, I just finished this a couple nights ago, but this piece is for a show. So there's a local gallery that's partnering with the Humane Society in my area. And we all got to pick a picture of one of the pets that are up for adoption. And then through this little project collaboration situation, there's going to be a show at the end of it. So this piece will be shown in the gallery during the show. And, this is one of the pets that people can adopt. Super cute. Her name is Layla. So I put down the sketch and here I'm just putting down some of the base colors. And I knew that I wanted to do something different because I'm so used to hyperrealism. And I don't as much anymore, but I used to sit there and spend hours and hours and hours, months in some cases, on different pieces just because I was so focused on getting every single detail and making it look as realistic as possible. And then as I got to know some other artists who were, I would call them elder artists, or artists that are older than me, who are like my parents' age or ages, they always encouraged me to branch outside of my box and do something other than my hyper-realistic situation and try surrealism or abstract or make a paintbrush out of random objects and just create something fun and different and really branch out. So ever since then, I've tried to look for ways that I can still kind of keep my roots, which is that very realistic realism sort of style, getting things picturesque as you see them in real life, but combining that with the things that I've learned along the way with surrealism or abstract or being more expressive, adding more expressionism into my artwork. So you can see here, like Layla is just a kind of gray and black tiger cat. She has a little tans and pinks and stuff in there. But for this, I was really feeling something that kind of plays off of the orange background. I was really feeling this nice, it's not quite blood orange, but just a pure, nice orange sort of color. I was looking for like a reddish orange almost. And I really love how blue and orange kind of playfully go together and complement each other. And so I'm doing different kinds of blues here. I'm doing yellow because warm colors, and then I'm doing some greens as well. So you can see me adding in these different elements, and then I'm adding in, it looks like a black, but it's a very, very deep purple and in blue in some cases. So I don't know, jumbled my words there for a second. I'm doing this live and authentic. I'm not editing my voice over situation. So you're getting what you get. You're getting my authentic self. But yeah, I'm doing I think it's more of like a deep, I switched in between deep purple, deep blue, and deep green when I did the black type areas. But I love this so much that I was even thinking I would leave this here, where it's just like these splotches of color, because I love that painterly, artistic style of taking different colors and just making little marks. And it's not very pronounced, it's very loose, but you get the idea of what you're seeing just because of the marks being made, the lights, the darks, the different colors. And I just absolutely love that. But I feel like being who I am and being such a detailed person when it comes to my art, I'll start there and I'll love it, but I'm I want to see it come to life with more detail. So here you can see me adding more detail, and I'm using different yellows, blues, oranges to put in this hair texture. And I'm using one of the brushes that came with Procreate, the fine hair brush, which I absolutely love for doing any sort of hair situation where it's more of a straight hair, wavy hair, something where, or even baby hairs. If you have more of a textured hair, there's this person that makes these brushes. I want to say something by Vega or something like that, but they make different braids brushes and curls. So I usually use those. And this is someone who, she's a Black artist, and she took different pieces of her own hair, other people's hair, her mom's hair, and did something to kind of duplicate the hair texture and pattern, and then made a whole brush out of it. And she's done the same thing with leaves and different things like that. So when I'm doing anything with textured hair or curly hair, that's my go-to. But if I'm doing fine hair or longer hair and it's more of a straight, loose wave, Procreate has a great brush for that. I wouldn't buy anything for that. But yeah, so I'm going in, I'm kind of like switching in between. And when I taught paint and sip classes, I would always tell people this when they did their pet portraits, that it's so important to switch in between your lights and your darks sometimes, because sometimes dark hair will fall on top of light hair and light hair will fall on top of dark hair. And in this case, you can kind of see like I'm continuing to work on it. I just adjusted the size of the canvas, which is why we had that black screen for a minute, and which is why the cat is very small now. But you can kind of see, if you can look up close, that I'm switching in between my different darks and my different lights to kind of get that texture in there, because some of the lighter hair falls on top of the dark, and there's some dark hairs that fall on top of the light. So I'm adding all of that in. And then I had the bright idea to add lemons. I don't know why I was feeling lemons for the background, but I drew up a lemon. I like to do a alpha lock on the layer that I'm working on, so I can easily color it in and not worry about coloring outside the lines. So I used some different textured brushes from the new brushes that I just bought from Creative Junkie. I think that's their username. I found them on TikTok, but they make amazing brushes. And I use that, or their brushes very often now. Like, they're my go-to. But I use them for the texture here, for the highlights. I like their fine line brushes for outlines as well. And that's kind of how I added in the lines for the lemon. And then I made a pattern out of the lemons, which you can see me playing around with here. I finally got my pattern the way I wanted it, and I didn't want it to be so uniform, so I switched the directions of some of the lemons, playing with it a little bit more here, adding my signature. And there we have it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.